So in today's video, we are going to be talking about what we've been waiting for a very long time. I don't know why it's been so long since they need to drop this because we're about to get her, but we're going to be talking about Sparkle's kit finally and in more in depth because they did drop the major traces, which usually are something of a big deal when it comes to a lot of these different characters. Then we also have the light cone as well that we are going to be talking about today, which we're going to be seeing. Is it worth it? Is it needed for her? Do you go for the 4-star options on the banner? There's a lot of different stuff to talk about, so today we're going to be doing all of that. But before we get into the video, make sure to leave a like and a sub on the video. A lot of y'all that watch my videos are probably not subbed, and there's a large percentage of y'all that watch my videos that aren't, so make sure to hit that if you haven't already. If you're going to be enjoying some more Honkai Star Rail content, I'm also going to be doing Honkai Impact when it comes out as well for part 2, so there's a lot of cool stuff happening with that. Let's go ahead and start talking about Sparkle, who we know is a skill point generator. She's going to have advanced for it, and she's also going to be increasing crit damage and the damage total for all allies as well. So this is very exciting stuff, especially with us getting another Harmony character after we've been basically in a drought for them. After the beginning of the game, we've had Ruan Mei finally come out as the first Harmony character, and then we got Sparkle right after. So Sparkle has a high bar to basically hit when it comes to Bronya and also Ruan Mei being in the game and how absolutely busted they are as a 5-star Harmony character. So looking at Sparkle's traces, we're going to be seeing the first one, which is Almanac, which is when using basic attack additionally regenerates energy, and they like to not tell us the more specific things about these characters. But looking at that, honestly, makes sense slightly. It might be a wasted trace in a little bit way, just because you're not really going to be doing basic attacks with Sparkle, because we know you're going to want to do that advanced forward. You're going to want to give them that damage bonus every single turn because it does expire, I'm assuming, when the next turn starts, just like how Bronya's is, because there wouldn't be a real reason for you to use the basic attack. If you do end up using your basic attack, it does have a benefit, kind of like how Bronya has hers, where she advanced forwards for a certain amount. What's it called? Sparkle is just gonna have more energy, so that's cool. I don't know, it depends how much energy this is for it to be worthwhile, but for the most part, you're still gonna be using her skill regardless for a lot of the different characters in the game. And then the next one is going to be the crit damage boost effect provided by the skill will be extended until the start of the target's next turn. That's a good trace. Now that is a good trace, seeing that after their turn happens, they don't lose it until they get their very next turn. So what characters we're gonna really love this? Characters that hit off field, characters that do damage when it comes to it not being their turn and waiting for their next turn. So characters like Topaz and Numbi again getting a buff, Himiko, Herda, Jingyuin, all these follow-up attack characters, Dr. Ratio being able to do Sele with her resurgence. You're going to be getting a lot of nasty hit now with Sparkle, just because she is going to allow you to do damage off turn and wait until you get your next turn to lose the buff, and you're probably going to use Sparkle and have her really fast to the point where you're just going to have 100% uptime on the skill. So this is really freaking good for a lot of the different enemies, or not enemies, a lot of the different allies who have off-turn damage, and when their off-turn damage is absolutely insane, especially with giving them that crit damage boost and possibly even that damage boost from the ultimate with the skill points. Yeah, you're gonna be doing a lot of work. You're gonna be doing a lot of damage. So this is actually a really good one. This is a really good trace because it helps give us more damage when we're not on the turn, which a lot of units will love to have that type of boost because they don't usually hit on the turn. Dr. Ratio being able to hit off his turn where he gets to hit 2 really large nukes. Topaz with Numbi. I'm assuming Jingyuin counts into this if it is after Jingyuin, after he gets boosted. Hopefully that's the case. I wouldn't want him getting messed up because of something weird with how his Lightning Lord works. But there's a lot of really cool stuff that come from this, and I really like this trace. And the next one's going to be increases all allies attack. Okay, we get already just a static attack buff. That's really cool. Additionally, increases the attack of quantum type allies based on the amount of quantum type characters in the team. Okay. So this is really specific, and this is really cool, and I'm not gonna lie, because now they're benefiting us from having Sparkle and using a mono quantum team, which is a really cool thing. But one thing that I've been seeing as well on Twitter, on YouTube, in the comments, all that type of stuff, this is taking too much at face value. A lot of people are saying she's only going to work with Quantum just because she has this trait, or you really should only use her for Quantum just because she has this. No, that is definitely not the reason why you should be rocking this, because we have instances of these characters as well in the game with these type of traces, and guess what? you're not always going to run these characters on that type of team, because guess what? A character like Asta, someone who's been used in a multitude of different teams. Question, do you use her with Kafka? Because if you answered yes, you failed the quiz. Because one of her traces actually gives you more damage to fire allies when Asta's on the field. So a lot of people don't use Asta for these type of teams. They have her just for the speed boost and for what she provides. Same situation that Sparkle has. She has this quantum type boost, but you don't need to have it at face value. You don't need to only use her on mono quantum, because she's going to be great on so many different teams, especially with that trace we read before. That is a very strong thing. That is something 100% that you need to be looking forward to, which is she's going to help off turn damage. She's going to help hyper carry. She's going to help sub DPS, all that type of stuff, with having that second trace, which is going to allow for off turn damage or more damage to be had while you are not attacking at the current moment. And the same thing for this third one. This third one just overall boosts the viability or boosts the value of mono quantum single-handedly, which is a very great thing. But you got to remember, this does not mean she only is going to want to play with mono quantum. There's going to be highly incentivized for you to do so, and I'm definitely going to be doing a showcase, so make sure to sub for all that type of stuff if you are going to be excited for that type of showcase, because I'm really excited to be showing that type of team. And then she also gives all allies attack. Really good thing. But there's going to be a multitude of characters going to be working very well with her when it comes to having Dan Heng, Selic, QQ, all these other characters that use a lot of skill points. There's just going to be a multitude of different teams that are going to be using her, and of course future characters coming out are gonna love her as well, because Sparkle just giving out skill points the way she does, and her being able to have advanced 4, crit damage boost, attack boost just by living. There's a lot of really good stuff that comes from Sparkle. So really good traces already off the bat. This is a really good thing for Sparkle and all that she gives. And also, let's go ahead and talk about the light cone, which is going to be her signature Earthly Escapade. Now, we got to see if it's worth it with the passive that it has. With the passive being Capriciousness. Increases the wearer's crit damage by 32%, of course, to be able to scale off the crit damage that Sparkle does want. At the start of the battle, the wearer gains mask lasting for 3 turns, while the wearer has the mask. The wearer's allies have their crit rate increased by 10%. That's pretty nice. And their crit damage increased by 28%. For every 1 skill point the wearer recovers, okay, so you definitely need to be ulting for this signature light cone. They gain 1 stack of Radiant Flame, and when the wearer has 4 stacks of Radiant Flame, so 4 skill points recovered, which I'm assuming is Sparkle's ultimate, which gives 4, if I'm not wrong. All the stacks are removed, and they gain mass lasting for 4 turns. I'm not gonna lie, for a lot of the Harmony light cones that we do have in the game, whether it comes to Dance, when it comes to Planetary Rendezvous, which is gonna be really used for a lot of different teams for Mono Quantum, and then Dance, I have seen people talk about not wanting to run it because she already has Advanced Forward. The thing is, you are Advanced Forwarding that one character. Why not pull the full team up? So that is a good option as well. You do have Bronya's light cone as well, which also plays into Sparkle's kit. So if you have any of those, I would kind of say you need to skip this, because I feel like the benefits this gives doesn't really help out as much as you would want it to. The crit damage boost is really cool. That's going to help a lot when it comes to the supports in the game. Not the supports, but Sparkle in the game needing crit damage to scale off of. So this is a really good boost because there's no other source of it unless you're getting it from your relics. And then you also get that crit damage boost and that crit rate boost, which in my honest opinion are very low. If it was stackable, maybe up to 2 or even 3, then maybe I would say this is a very worthwhile light cone. But with how little the gains are, with 10% crit rate and 28% crit damage, let's say you're with Sparkle alone, that's not a lot. But if you start adding in factors like having Fu Xuan on the team, then that becomes a little absurd, because you're gonna be stacking a fat ton of crit damage and crit rate without having to be fully invested on in relic. So it's a really cool light cone, but something that is very luxury for Sparkle, because we have a lot of really great Harmony options at the current moment. So I kind of don't see the point of having this or summoning for this if you're not already a whale. Now they hit it hard already on the first one. Planetary Rendezvous being on the banner, that is actually really good for Sparkle. Because of course it's going to be really good for Mono Quantum after entering battle. If an ally deals the same damage type as the wearer, damage dealt increased by 12%. So 100%, this is going to be a really great light cone, of course. And of course they put it on Sparkle's banner because they want you to summon a bit on it. So Planetary Rendezvous, really good light cone. Under the Blue Sky, I do not like this light cone. Genius's Repose, I don't like this one either. This is actually pretty good for Pure Fiction if you do have this at like S5, because you will be able to get that attack buff, you get that crit damage buff, and you will 100% keep it up because you're just going to keep on cycling through enemies. So Genius's Repulse is pretty okay for Pure Fiction. Planetary Rendezvous is probably the only MVP on this banner, and then other than Blue Sky, I don't like this light cone because I don't like conditional light cones. So when it comes to Sparkle's banner, when it comes to her signature, it almost feels like a full skip. There's probably going to be other ways for you to get Planetary Rendezvous if you don't have it, and if you don't have it, you have Dance Dance Dance. If you don't have Dance Dance Dance, you have Bronia's light cone, and if you don't have any of them, I don't know what to say. If you've been playing this game for a little bit longer than release, or a little bit longer than the PlayStation release, then you probably should have already gotten at least one copy of Dance Dance Dance, one copy of Planetary, one copy of Bronya at least. But for the most part, I don't like these light cones right here, in my honest opinion. This is the only good one on her banner, and then signature for Sparkle by itself is not my favorite either. So with the weapon banner or the signature light cone banner, make sure to probably skip this out. We have a lot of really cool characters coming out very soon, especially with Acheron coming out, Adventurine coming out. We also have the reruns for those banners. We have a lot of stuff coming, and then we're going to get drip marketing for 2.2 very soon, probably because we are going to be heading into the stream very soon, as soon as Sparkle releases. So we have a lot of news to think about, talk about, all that type of stuff. So other than that, thank you guys so much for watching all the way to the end of the video. Let me know if you are going to be somebody for Sparkle and her signature light code. Other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. See you on the next one, and peace.